Hey everybody, Kaoiji here. So recently I've been getting a lot of questions about the release of Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, so I'm gonna hope to answer at least most of them in this video. One of the biggest ones that we wound up getting confirmation on recently, and I even put out a video, is the actual release date of Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. It's been announced for June 9th. For a lot of people, they're wondering whether or not Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis is going to be released on exclusively the Microsoft Store, or what available platforms is it going to be released on. New Genesis will be launched on every available platform for your respective region. So if you're in the global region, which is every region outside of Japan, New Genesis will be launched on the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X, the Microsoft Store, the Steam Marketplace, as well as the EpicGames Store. They will be launching simultaneously on every available platform at the very same time. You don't really have to worry about any exclusivity when it comes to the marketplaces. You'll be able to download and play the game on any marketplace that you're already currently able to play Phantasy Star Online 2. But then that leads into another major question that a lot of people have been asking. Where's the PlayStation version of Phantasy Star Online 2? Isn't that available in Japan? And where's the Switch version? Isn't that available as well? Which the answer is yes. The PlayStation 4 and 5 and also the cloud-based Switch version are available in Japan, and there are a couple of reasons why they may not be available in the Western version or the global market yet. Starting with the Switch version, a lot of the reasons why that may not have made its way to the global market yet is mainly because of the way that it's acting in the Japanese version. Because it is cloud-based, it requires a very stable internet connection so that way you don't constantly disconnect. And the way the Japanese infrastructure winds up working when it comes to all their internet providers is it winds up supporting a lot of these cloud-based features within Japan. However, due to the global market and all of the different internet providers providing different and varying speeds and other resources that might be different to when it comes to the actual way the internet winds up working, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. It may not work right away. However, it's still not off the table from what we know, and we're just gonna have to wait and see. Now, when it comes to the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 versions, a lot of the reason why we haven't gotten that is mainly due to some exclusivity contracts that wound up happening with Microsoft. Whether or not those contracts are still available has not been shown anywhere publicly that we know of, or it could even be something that's on Sega's case due to the way that Sony of America winds up working with a lot of their games and the pricing that they wind up giving a lot of companies. It could also be the stance that Sony of America winds up having when it comes to cross-platform play compared to Sega of Japan, so there's a lot of reasons why they may not have a global version of Phantasy Star Online 2 available yet. There may be a lot of reasons why it's still not off the table, and one of the major ones is still something that a lot of people are holding Microsoft and Sega accountable for based on what wound up happening during E3 of 2019. Phil Spencer at E3 of 2019 wound up saying that Phantasy Star Online 2 will come to all platforms. It's just a matter of when, not if. To be specific, what Phil Spencer wound up saying was that it was cool to have Sega on the stage back at E3 of 2019, and yes, it will be available on all platforms. While that wasn't entirely the point on why he was so excited about Phantasy Star Online, he was very excited just to have Phantasy Star back in the Western market. So because a lot of people are holding Sega and Microsoft accountable for these statements that wound up happening almost 2 years ago, and with them releasing Phantasy Star on multiple storefronts across PC and the Xbox, it does seem like it'll be something that's somewhat of a slow rollout. A lot of other community speculation wound up being that because New Genesis was announced back in 2020, they wanted to be able to focus on all the available platforms in the global market currently, and then with the release of New Genesis sometime later on all of the other platforms that it's not available on in the global market. A lot of this is mostly speculation, but we're gonna have to wait and see on this one. At the very least, it's not taken off the table completely, and it's just gonna be a lot of waiting for official confirmation, but hopefully we get to see that very soon. So with that being said, Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis is going to be slated to release on June 9th, and there really isn't very much to worry about on that front. If you're already playing Phantasy Star Online 2, then your same character that you're playing will then just be transferred over to New Genesis. You're just going to have to choose a class on startup. Speaking of which, there are going to be 6 available classes on the release of Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, and that's going to be Hunter, Fighter, Gunner, Ranger, Force, and Techer, with Braver and Bouncer coming out a little bit later on this year. The initial level cap of Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis will be 20, but there's really nothing to worry about there considering the fact that the game does have a combat power system. So by grinding new gear and also skill affixes that you'll be able to put onto your gear and weapons, there's always going to be something that you're going to be able to grind for going forward. So the level cap is really just a staple to kind of show you where you are in progression of your adventure. That's pretty much all the basic information that we need to go over right now. If you have the beta still installed on your PC, you can actually feel free to delete that because you won't be able to use that come the actual launch of New Genesis. One other thing to keep in mind is that if you don't know whether or not your PC is going to be able to run it and you missed out on the beta, there is a benchmark that you can download now to be able to figure out whether or not your computer is going to be able to run PSO2 New Genesis on the official launch. But with that, that's a lot of the basic information that we're going to be covering in this video because these are the most frequently asked questions that I've gotten revolving the release of Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. So anyway, As always, thank you guys again for watching. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. I'm out.